Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Mediocre Monday. I am your host, MrBevers. That's right, we're back again with 5 of the most mediocre sets ever printed in Magic the Gathering's history. Of course, this is subjective, because of course, some of you might think this isn't the worst set. That's not the worst set. There is a worse set. It's this one. Who knows? Lots of people have differing opinions on these types of things. A lot of people do think that some of these two are some of the worst, right? But there are people out there that think these are great. So again, like I said, take it with a grain of salt. These are the ones that I put votes up for. I put polls up on Twitter and Facebook and Patreon, and these were the ones that got the most votes. So here we are. Here we are. And we're going to say we basically open up the packs, see which set has criteria of the following nature. And by that, I mean specifically, we're going to be looking this week for which set has the lowest cost, red, instant, or sorcery. And if you're wondering why we're looking for that, it's because we're doing a bit of a giveaway slash, engagement with the community. And that is, if you leave a vote below, or leave a comment below, I should say, and vote for which set you think next week, which set do you think will have the highest cost green creature? Highest cost green creature. Okay, next week is highest cost green creature. Leave a vote below. Let me know which set you think will have the highest cost green creature. Okay, and we will figure that out next week. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to open up these packs, and we're going to see which set had the lowest cost red, instant, or sorcery. And then the people who voted correctly will be entered to win. Their names will be put onto cards like this, like so. So your name will go on a land, we'll shuffle them all up, we'll draw one randomly, we'll roll probably dice to figure it out. So that way it's all random, and you guys get to participate. That's the whole point here. So without further ado, let's get right into it. I like to open the packs from most number of votes to least number of votes. This week we've got some changes to the order of things. Of course, Saviors first as always. Saviors first as always. 14 votes for Saviors. Let's see what Saviors has for us. Is it going to have a nice low cost red, instant, or sorcery for us? We don't know. We're going to find out together. So we've got a Night Soil Kami. We've got Sink into Takanuma. We've got Kitsune Lore Weaver. We've got Skozen's Spellblade, or Sokazin's Spellblade. We've got Oppressive Will. Fiddlehead Kami. Sakura Tribe Scout. That's worth $1 or $2. That's not too bad. Kuro's Taken, I should say. Kitsune Bone Setter. There you go. There it is. That's what everyone in the Saviors was hoping for. That into the fray right there. 1 mana red, instant or sorcery. It's going to be really hard to beat that. It's going to be easy to tie it, probably. But it's going to be hard to beat that. I don't think, unless we were opening up one of the unsets, we couldn't open up a half red mana, right? Or a 0 red mana. So it's not going to happen. So we know Saviors is going to win this week pretty easily here. But there might be other winners. So stay tuned for that. Let's keep watching. Let's keep seeing what we find. We got Murmurs from Beyond. Ivory Crane Netsuki. We've got Hand of Honor. And then our rare is a Never-Ending Torment. This is one of the epic spells. Epic was brought out in the Saviors of Kamigawa set. Epic is a spell where it says, for the rest of the game, you can't play spells. At the beginning of each of your upkeeps, copy this spell, except for its epic ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. So it says, search target player's library for X cards, where X is the number of cards in your hand, and remove them from the game. Then that player shuffles their library. So the first time you cast it, it's probably not a lot. It's probably like, 2 or 3 cards, right? Depending on what's in your hand. But every upkeep, it's going to get bigger because you're still drawing. So it's going to get to a point where you're making them lose 7 cards every turn. But you have to hope that whatever you have on the table is going to keep you safe. And we do have a foil. So we're get to give away a sweet foil from Saviors of Kamigawa. It doesn't really show up too much on the camera, does it? The foil on this one. It's actually, even in person, it's like a little bit dull. Like the foiling, I can tell that it's foil, but it's not really shiny. So it's kind of interesting. But it's a foil dense canopy. So there you go. All right. So we got a nice little foil there and a nice rare. Next up, Born of the Gods with 9 votes. So far, you're thinking, well, Mr. B, the voting, this seems just like last week. You opened it in this order last week. And I'm like, yes, you're right. You're not wrong. We did open it in the same order last week for the first 2 packs. but that's because they seem to be the most popular. Oh, well, okay, that's an aura. It's not an instant or sorcery. So we had a Nyxborn Triton, a Swordwise Centaur, Epiphany Storm, Hold at Bay, Marsh Mist Titan, Nyxborn Wolf, a Crowan Skyguard, Claim of Erebos, Impetuous Sunchaser, Ferris Band Tromper, Airy Worshippers, I should say, Nessian Demoloch, Glimpse of the Sun God, or Glimpse the Sun God, and Heroes Podium. So we didn't even get a red instant or sorcery out of this pack. There's a bird token. So Born of the Gods not even in the running, right? Human Soldier, Enchantment Aura. Didn't even get there. No instant or sorcery in red. Born of the Gods, it's not always the best. Okay, we got Dragon's Maze next. Okay. This is something that, but what I want to state is that Fallen Empires could have been next. It was only one vote away from going before Dragon's Maze, and only one vote away from tying with Born of the Gods votes, which is very strange for Fallen Empires. But we've got Beetleform Mage, we've got a Maze Rusher, we've got Bane Alley Blackguard, Orzhov Cluestone, Photo Burst, Hasda Snare Squad, Sinister Possession, Pilfered Plans, Krull Warrior, Zerta Druid, Gruul Warchant, Far and Away, Species Gorger, and our rare is Obsidat's Aid. Obsidat's Aid's a great little card. Got a Golgari Guildgate and, of course, a Junk token. Not that bad, though. So, Fallen Empires is next. Interesting enough. And it was very close. They had the same number of votes. Fallen Empires had the same number of votes as Dragon Maze. Only one vote less than Born of the Gods. We'll talk about the votes after the fact here. We've got an Elven Leer. There you go. 2 mana artifact. Pay 1, tap it, sacrifice Elven Leer to give a target creature +2/+2 until end of turn. Card's actually got a little bit of... So you can actually see it's got roller damage on it. See this right here? I don't know if you can see this with the... Can we get the focus? Can we get the focus on the end of the card here? It's really hard to see. Let me see if I can like get you to focus here. There it is. See that? It's actually like pinched the card in the middle. And that was a common thing with the old printings, is that the rollers could create this kind of like weird little like divot almost in the card. Very interesting. Anyway, Elven Leer. We got a Feral Thallid. We got Brassclaw Orcs, I should say. Goblin War Drums. Elven Fortress. Icatian Infantry. Brassclaw Orcs again. And another Icatian Infantry. So there you go. Fallen Empires was also very well known for this type of thing, where you get 2 of the same card, but different arts. Heck, sometimes you even get the same card with the same art, right? But like these are literally the same card; they're just different art, right? You've got a 3/2 that can't be assigned to block any creature of power greater than 1, and it says it on both. And then you've got the Icatian Infantry, which also has 2 arts, and then exactly the same thing. It's a 1/1 for 1. Bans until end of turn for 1 mana, or give 1 mana, pay 1 mana to give it first strike until end of turn. So very interesting. Homelands very similar as well. I think you could get duplicates out of this pack as well, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Homelands wasn't as bad as Fallen Empires, but Fallen Empires for sure definitely has the issue where you could get duplicates of the same card. Broken Visage. Remember, we're looking for a red instant or sorcery. On Hava Inn. Ebony Rhino. Abbey Matron, Folk of Anhava, Dry Spell, Joven's Ferrets, Little ferrets. And an Anaba Shaman. Wow, so we only hit one instant or sorcery this week, and it was from the first pack we opened. We didn't hit a single red instant or sorcery from any other pack. Wow. That's unheard of, in my opinion. The chances of that happening are very slim, but here we are. So anyway, congratulations to those of you who voted for Saviors of Kamigawa. You guys picked correctly this week. Let me just get these cards out of the way here, off to the side. And don't worry, something will be happening with these cards most likely at the end of this series, so stay tuned for that. If you didn't win this week, just remember, you can win next week, or you might even win something at the end of the series. Who knows, right? It really depends on what you've been doing for the whole series. So, cool little pack here. We get to give away a sweet foil and a rare, as well as that Sakura Tribe Scout, which is worth about $1, so that's not too shabby. Pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Okay, let's see. Who do we have in our pool of people who won? We gotta go through the list now. We've got Death Gaming is first. Let's see if we can find Death Gaming. We've got this is set to here. I forgot to put the cards back in. Okay, so we've got CF. Okay, we got D here. There's Death Gaming. Okay. Then we've got Gurrowick. There we go. Then we've got Jonathan. There's Jonathan. Then we've got Kairu. We got Kazan. There's Kazan. We've got Mark Antoine. Let's see, Mark, do we have a card for you? I want to say we do. There we are, Mark Antoine. We've got Mike A as well. Did I pass? There's Mike A. Okay. And then we've got MTG Hermit as well. I think we passed him as well. Let's see. There we go, MTG Hermit. Perfect. And then we've got Patrick D. I think, Patrick, you need a card. So we'll get that for you in a second here. Let's move on to Robert. And then Sean Knight. And then Starbright, we need a card for you. And then Tom. And then Viravel. You get the one that's spelled wrong, Viravel, this week. Congratulations. Alright. So we need a couple lands. We need one for Patrick D and one for Starbright. Here, you guys can both have mountains because they're just what's on top. And we need a Sharpie. And we've got Patrick D. And we've got Starbright. Okay. So there we go. We should have 14 people here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 fine folks here. Now 14, not really the best number to roll a die to determine what we're going to pick. So what I'm going to do with these ones, generally what I like to do is I like to roll the D that's closest to the number. But because D4, like 14 is like a D20 is the closest thing I have to it. We could roll a D8 and just be like, no, it doesn't really work. It doesn't really work. I was like, you could roll a D8 and multiply by 2 to get the winner, but like, then you've now just nullified everybody who's in position 1 through 8, so that doesn't really work. Right, and you can't roll 2 dice. If you roll like 2 D8s or 2 D6 to get 12, you nullify anyone who's in the first position, which is not ideal. So we gotta like figure this out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it the way I normally do this when I have too many cards, is I make 2 piles. So we should have 2 piles of 7 each. Okay? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll a D6. We're gonna roll a D6, and so if we roll an odd number, we'll eliminate the pile on the left. If we roll an even number, we'll eliminate the pile on the right. Then what we'll do is we'll roll our trusty D8 because we'll have 7 cards left. And this is where the fun part comes in. We'll roll a d8, and we'll pick the winner, 1 through 7 on each pile. The pile that remains, okay? If we roll an 8, we will swap the piles. So the people who got eliminated the first roll might have a chance to still win. So let's see what we do. So remember, odd, we get rid of this pile. Even, we get rid of this pile. Odd. So we're getting rid of this pile. So this pile goes off to the side. Now we've got this. We're going to go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? So 7 folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we roll an 8, we'll swap the piles. Okay? We rolled a 6. Right here. The lucky winner is right here. Unfortunately, it was not Kazan. It was not Jonathan. It was not Patrick D. It was not Star B. Starbright, I should say. It was not Robert B. It was not MTG Hermit. It was, however, Sean Knight. Congratulations, Sean. You are the lucky winner of this sweet, sweet pack of Saviors of Kamigawa. Make sure you get your votes in below. Remember, next week we're looking for the highest converted mana cost, mono green creature. Just to specify, we're talking mono green. We're not doing multicolor cards included. We're doing only mono green. Multicolor cards will be included with the following weeks that come up, probably when we start to do most number of certain color cards in the pack. So stay tuned for that. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. I hope your day is mediocre at best. Or I should say at worst. Mediocre at worst. That's the better saying. Not at best. Mediocre at worst. Thanks for watching. And as always, may your pulls ever be better.